as always. We now stay in the region for our next story, and Brazilian President Inacio Lula da Silva is said to be shocked by the number of fatal incidents recorded in Rio De Janeiro. Has said that Justice Minister Ricardo Lewandowski, after meeting with him in Brasilia, Brazil's bloodiest police raid killed at least 119 people, spotlighting the city's controversial war against drug gangs entrenched in poor neighborhoods. Ricardo Lewandowski has reacted to the situation. Let's take a listen to him.
Também, de certa maneira, se mostrou surpreso que uma operação desta envergadura fosse desencadeada sem o conhecimento do governo federal, sem nenhuma possibilidade do governo federal poder, de alguma forma, participar com os recursos que tem, sobretudo com informações, sobretudo com apoio logístico.
Meanwhile, Guilherme Boulos' ministerial swearing-in ceremony at the Palanto Palace, Brasilia, in presence of Brazilian President Lula da Silva, a minute of silence is held for those killed during a massive police drug raid in the favelas. Boulos reacted to the situation. Let's take a listen to him.
Todos nós estamos acompanhando o que aconteceu no Rio de Janeiro desde ontem e por isso, antes de falar desse momento sobre o trabalho que eu pretendo fazer na Secretaria-Geral da Presidência, eu queria pedir que todos nós fizéssemos aqui no Palácio do Planalto um minuto de silêncio por todas as vítimas dessa operação no Rio de Janeiro, policiais, moradores, por todos eles.
The governor of the state of Rio de Janeiro, Claudio Castro, has said that there is a real desire for this to become the beginning of something new, a new era. Brazil's bloodiest police raid killed almost 120 people, spotlighting the city's controversial war against drug gangs entrenched in poor neighborhoods. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Desejo real de que isso se torne o início de um novo tempo. Como eu falei, esse farol que a DPF nos coloca hoje para frente, o para trás a gente já sabe o que é crítico, mas o para frente que a gente possa realmente transformar isso em grandes ações. Muito obrigado.
Now let's turn to Europe. And Dutch far-right leader Geert Wilders has said that his party had hoped for a different outcome in the Dutch national election. This comes as the centrist D66 party is expected to win the most seats in the new parliament, with 27 mandates up from just 9 in 2023. Wilders has expressed his disappointment that his Freedom Party might not lead the government, but he has vowed that his party will remain in strong opposition against the government. Let's take a listen in.
Als dat zo wordt, dan heeft hij in ieder geval een hele grote en sterke oppositiepartij tegenover zich. Want we zijn het ongeveer met alles niet eens wat hij zegt. Maar zover is het nog niet. We hebben het nu nog alleen over exit polls. Het is een hele nipte als D66 één zeteltje zou zakken en wij één zeteltje zouden stijgen. Het kan ook de andere kant op gaan, zeg ik in alle eerlijkheid.
Meanwhile, centrist Dutch leader Rob Jetten has hailed the election result as historic, as exit polls showed his D66 party was on course to win the most votes and defeat the far right. Let's take a listen in to what Jetten has said.
This is an historic election result because we've shown not only to the Netherlands but also to the world that it is possible to beat populist and extreme right movements, and I'm very eager to cooperate with other parties to start an ambitious coalition as soon as possible. Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, Dutch leftist candidate Frans Timmermans of the Dutch Greens Labour Party has welcomed voters shunning the far right in the election. Let's take a listen to him.
Natuurlijk vanavond van harte geluk gewenst D66. Ze hebben een prachtig resultaat gehaald. Een democratische partij met een progressieve inslag. Naar mijn smaak wel iets te veel naar rechts opgeschoven, maar ze blijven een partij die dit land op democratische wijze progressief vorm wil geven. Dus dat zij de verkiezingen winnen, vind ik een goede zaak.
Now we're joined by Dr. Satoru Nagao. He's a fellow at the Hudson Institute and he joins us live from Tokyo in Japan. Thank you very much, Dr. Nagao, for joining us here on the programme. Now, at the start of this, the Dutch far right seemed to be getting some real traction behind their movement. However, now it looks like the centrist D66 party seems to be taking the lead. What does this mean for Dutch politics? Will it be following the wider European pattern of following that far-right wave in Europe, or will it be following it in its own footsteps?
In this case, the power balance of the right and the left is, of course, still any party can win in this case. Because in case of the PVV, the far-right people call it, in the past 17, next one 37, now 25. So 25 of the total number, the 66, is not small. But so that's why it's still in Europe, right-wing party is getting the seat, that is true. But compare with this time the liberal side got 27 more than 25, and a little bit better than the 25. And at the same time, the problem of this right-wing party is they do not have the coalition partner. Because without a coalition partner, they cannot form a government by taking the majority. So if they have the ally, they have the coalition partner, in this case, anytime they can form the government. But because of their opinion is quite strong, so that's why it is not easy to find a partner. That is the situation. So how to improve that kind of situation will be key for the right wing to form the party. And instead of this, this time the 27 seat liberal side got, and they have the many partner. It's a strong point of them.
And Dr. Nagao, what are the main issues and policies that the Dutch people will be voting on today? What's on people's minds?
Of course, people talk about immigration, but at the same time, immigration issue is directly linked with the economic situation or law and order situation. So that's why for people, indeed, their life is priority and life-related issue is priority. In this case, the government should deal with and reply this. Currently, before this election, PVV was the main part of the government, so they need to solve this problem and reply to the people's wish. So that's why this is a problem. So immigration issue is not the only issue. The main issue is more life-related issue. And view from the result of the election, the government has failed. So that's why they lost support, I think.
Yes, Dr. Satoru Nagao, thank you very much for joining us on the programme. It's been a pleasure to have you. We will, of course, bring you the updates of that election coming out on the Netherlands as soon as we get it. Now we move on. And Jamaicans began to pick up the pieces after Hurricane Melissa slammed into the Caribbean island, leaving at least 4 people dead and causing widespread flooding and damage to buildings. Meanwhile, the Cuban president, Miguel Diaz-Canel, has said that no deaths had been reported so far from Hurricane Melissa following the powerful storm that battered the island's eastern provinces with sustained winds of up to 125 miles per hour. Diaz has reacted to the situation. Let's take a listen to him.
Fue realmente patético ver a esos increíbles el deshonor, carroñeros, buscando de qué agarrarse para sostener su etiqueta de Estado fallido para Cuba, mientras solo podían mostrar imágenes de movilización popular. Hoy todavía lo que están buscando es saber si hay algún fallecido y desacreditar todo su trabajo, y yo no dudo, puede haber algún fallecido. Y si lo hay, lo vamos a informar con toda honestidad, porque esto fue un evento de una enorme envergadura, pero que estén pensando o buscando en el dolor del pueblo el argumento para tratar de desmoralizar, para tratar de desunir, para tratar de desacreditar lo que ha hecho este país con su heroico pueblo, muestra la verdadera calaña de estos.
However, Hurricane Melissa unleashed devastation in Jamaica as the strongest storm on record ever to hit the Caribbean island nation, and roared later into eastern Cuba, smashing the city of Santiago and flooding rural land. A meteorologist has reacted to the situation. Let's take a listen in.
Impact is significant to the Jamaica economy. AccuWeather experts preliminarily estimating $22 billion in total damage and economic loss. It's important to point out that the GDP, the gross domestic product, the output of the Jamaica economy is around $20 billion per year. So you can see that it's already over 1 year's worth of GDP. That shows the economic challenges that people in Jamaica are going to be facing. And of course, far beyond that, the immediate focus is going to be on saving as many lives as possible in the coming days. And there are going to be a large number of people in Jamaica and other parts of the Western Caribbean that are going to be in need of the basics: food, water, clean drinking water, safe shelter, medical care. And there's going to be a tremendous need for international relief in order to help people that have been impacted by this storm's destruction and devastation, and a long road ahead in terms of the health impacts, the long tail of health impacts and economic impacts from such a destructive storm.